Today, we're digging into this really powerful idea about hitting our goals, and it comes straight from the NSC Mental Wellbeing blog. It's all about how these tiny little steps can actually lead to massive breakthroughs.
Yeah, let's just jump right in with this quote. I mean, we all feel it, right? This constant pressure to make some huge, earth-shattering leap forward. But what if that's not the secret? What if it's actually about the small, kind of boring, consistent steps we take every single day?
Okay, so here's what we've got on tap. We're going to talk about our obsession with big wins, get into the science of what actually motivates us, then see how you can apply this to your own life and even at work. And stick around because we'll wrap up with a playbook you can use right away. All right, let's get into it. Section 1, the big win obsession. You know, this whole idea of Plan A. We're kind of taught that success is supposed to be this perfect, straight line to one massive goal.
But let's be real, life just doesn't work that way, does it? The blog we're looking at points this out really well. When you're laser focused on just that one big prize, any little stumble, any detour, it can feel like a complete and total failure. And that's when motivation just tanks, and you feel like, why even bother?
Okay, so if fixating on the big win is kind of a trap, then what's the answer? Well, this is where it gets really cool. There's actual brain science behind why these small victories feel so amazing. It's not just some feel-good fluff, it's literal chemistry happening in your head.
So check this out. It's a simple but super powerful cycle. You get a small win, and I mean tiny, and you actually notice it. Boom! Your brain releases dopamine, that classic feel-good chemical. It's like a little reward that says, hey, that was good, let's do that again. It literally builds its own momentum.
And this is so much bigger than just a temporary buzz. Every single small win builds your belief in yourself. There's a term for this in psychology, pioneered by Albert Bandura, self-efficacy. You're basically training your own brain, little by little, proving to yourself, hey, I can actually do this. I am capable.
So the science is solid, but how do we actually use this stuff in our real lives? Well, this next part is all about building your own personal path to progress, one day at a time.
And this is the key takeaway right here. Celebrating these little wins isn't just about patting yourself on the back. It has real benefits. You're building actual confidence. You're making huge goals feel less, well, overwhelming. And you're becoming more resilient. It's like you're retraining your brain to value progress, not some impossible standard of perfection.
Now, this idea doesn't just stop at your personal life. Nope, it can completely transform the workplace. Let's talk about what the blog calls the progress principle at work.
And this isn't just a theory, it's backed by some serious research from Harvard. You know what they found? The single most important driver for motivation at work isn't a huge bonus or a fancy title. It's just the feeling of making progress, any progress, on meaningful work. And the numbers here are pretty staggering. Take a look at this. Companies that actually make an effort to recognize progress see voluntary turnover drop by 31%. Think about that. Nearly a third fewer people decide to leave just because their progress is seen. And it's not just about retention either. It's about performance. Those same companies, they see a 44% jump in productivity. So, it's pretty clear. Recognizing progress doesn't just make people happier, it makes them better at their jobs. Full stop.
And we're not talking about small startups here. Look at the big players. Google uses mini celebrations and saw creativity jump. Salesforce built a peer-to-peer recognition system and their engagement scores went through the roof. It just works.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But now for the big question. How do you actually start doing this, like today? Well, the good news is it's way easier than you think.
So let's get into it. Here's your small wins playbook. 4 super practical things you can do right now to build that momentum and, finally beat procrastination.
Okay, here we go. Number 1, break it down. Break that huge, scary task into the smallest possible pieces. Number 2, the 5-minute method. Just tell yourself you only have to work on that thing you're dreading for 5 minutes. Anyone can do 5 minutes. Third, use SMART goals to make sure you know exactly what you're aiming for. And fourth, this one is huge, embrace imperfection. Just give yourself permission to do a good enough job. The whole point here is to make it so easy to start that you can't say no.
To wrap this all up, the blog suggests something really powerful. Just watch a kid play. They're not trying to win an award or get a perfect score. They're just trying stuff. They fall down, they laugh, they get back up. They move on so fast because they aren't carrying this heavy weight of expectation. It's all about the joy of just doing.
So I'll leave you with this question. What's one small win you can celebrate today? Seriously, it could be as simple as making your bed or finally sending that one email. Whatever it is, just take a second to acknowledge it. Because every time you do that, you're not just making progress, you're planting the seeds for your next big success.